The sands of Arrakis have shifted once more, and with them so does my empire. My old cathedral has served its purpose, but the desert demands growth. It's time to move, to rebuild, and to rise again. Now that the cheesy intro's out of the way, I just want to say a massive thank you to my first 500 subs. This is a special video where I've decided to recreate my Dune Awakening Cathedral on a larger, flatter plane. So let's get into it. Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to see if we can improve on this base design. So we're going to take a look around the cathedral, and we'll fly out to an open plot of sand, and we're going to see if we can actually build something bigger, better, cooler than this. So yeah, let's get stuck into the tour. For the weird cut there, I just had to nip away to answer the door. So yeah. Now I've got a work question coming in. One moment for me. Okay, so yeah, we're getting stuck into a tour. I'm going to do it now before I get caught again. So this is the entrance to my cathedral. We come in here, and we've got little waters for people to utilize, and we've got big water storage up top. Then we're going to come through to here, and we've got our Atreides dining room. I'll probably do with moving that back a bit if I can. But yeah, tied it up a little bit. Then over here we've got fuel cells, which we have none because I've just restored all the power. Then we've got spice. Look at that, nearly 5,000 spice just sitting there waiting to be used, all in melange form, and 2,450 in sample. Then we've got our exquisite mastery apparel. This is all of the apparels for the trainers in each full set. Beautiful stuff, right? Then we've got my office. This is a lovely little office. Got a nice view. I really wish Gimp Town would die. But yeah, got a nice little view out the window. And they fixed the bug where the windows are always clear. So yeah. It's night time at the moment, so the view's pretty nice. Not the best. Daytime it's better. You can see our guild base out there. During daytime it's just over there. Not that high. Down there. Yeah, there. Where that last ping is. Okay, cool. Anyway, so then we're going to go past here. We're not going to go into the middle hall yet. We'll go down this side. Here we have our Harkonnen side of the cathedral. I've been through all of this lots of times, so apologies. We've got some more water storage in here. You can see, all crammed in there. And then in this one, we've got buddies. And with those bodies, we've also got all of our Lita Johns. As you can see, we've got quite a few. And in here, we've got our death still room. So this is like our morgue. So my idea for this is to have a basement under the next cathedral I build, and to have a bit bigger of a cathedral, to be honest, because I want to have like some lodgings in the cathedral. Right, now we will run around here, look at my character, and we will walk into Shai-Hulud, the Shai-Hulud prayer room, I guess. Yeah, pretty cool. We've got little water systems in here just so they're not excessive. We've got the Atreides logos because this is primarily an Atreides focus base, but you know, if they did a Harko hologram, then we would have a Harko one on one side too. Then we put a Cathedral of Shaft-Hulud there. It's Shai-Hulud, but my guild leader likes to call it Shaft-Hulud. Once again, we can see out the window. Beautiful. And we can stand here and lecture to our, or give a sermon to our attendees. Yeah, pretty cool, I think. Nice little cross lighting there. We've got little slits in the roof to let some air in. And then we'll come out here. And we've got Harko Hulud and the Light Hulud. I will call him. I won't call him Atreides Hulud because that doesn't exist. Then we'll come up here. think my suspensor belt is pretty weak, so I'll be a bit careful about using it too much. We've got some wind traps in here. These still run in here like this. So you don't actually need to keep them wide out in the open. You've got our front gates, and you'll notice there's a pentashield on top of here. And now that pentashield is so that people can land their ornithopters here if they're using the shared accommodation that I've built, which will drop down here. And we'll go into the shared accommodation. Pentashield in there, in here to let you in. Nothing in here yet because I've only just added this bit. But yeah, the wall is really ugly. I am half tempted to add a corner here and step it in one. So flat there. And then, well, it steps it in two. That's the only downside. But yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, the rocky wall is pretty ugly there. Then we've got our gatehouse. So we've got the gatehouse buildings here. Nothing particularly special about them. They are just gatehouse buildings. And then we've got some more water storage spread out throughout here. So we come up these stairs. We have to kind of work our way around this rock here. And we can come up to here. And now we're inside the gatehouse. We've got a view out each side. And it's open on this side. And open here for the other side. We've got more storage of water. Got a weird little set of stairs going on there. A bit more storage of water there. So that's both the sides. Now if we come up this way, we've got our top tier kind of sniper's nest area. Got a ladder that we could have come up to it, but yeah, I didn't want to overextend. Yeah, we come in here and we can see down there. They're kind of two tiers of defense, two tier gear. Oh, that is almost unforgivable. Look, I have forgotten to put in my wedge walls. It's how you can tell it's new. I haven't done a proper look around here yet, outside of the building of it, so I need to stick one of those there and one of those there. There we go, and now it looks fine. Yeah, this is just a cool little angled bit I felt I'd leave in. We'll do a little tour past all the power and stuff next. So up top we've got a couple of power things. We've got the cathedral front. You can see the shaft is rather long. Then we come along here, we've got 3 power generators there, 3 power generators there, and then we've got our little spicy boy. I don't leave too many of these on at a time. In fact, right now, I don't have any of them on. Are we out of storage in there? No, we've got storage. I've turned them off. Did I turn those off again? Who knows? We will leave them running. Oh, it's the top 2 I've turned on, sorry. Being a dum-dum. How much power have they got? They've got loads of power left. This one also got loads of power left? Yeah, it does. Good. Okay, so now we continue the tour. You can see I've got a couple of glitches here where I've got 2 building planes going on, but we've managed to work it in a way that it kind of works, so we'll keep it. We've got extra power up in the building in front there. Now that is our fabrication and refinement warehouse. Just come down here, we'll go around this way. We've got a nice little mechanics area. We've got sandbike parts all laid out here. And this bit here used to be a little pentashielded bit with my sandbike and my treadwheel. But I have broken those down because I ran out of vehicle parts when I was in the deep desert last time. Sorry, vehicle slots. Then we come in here. This is a bit easier. This is just a buggy drop box, so this is all my spare buggy parts. You see we've got some Focus Cutlery Mark 6, Focus Mark 5, we've got Bloodshot buggy engines, we've got bigger buggy boots, and for some reason all my suspensor belts are in here that I have crafted. You can see I've been moving materials and stuff around lately. There you go, go to alphabetical, and then we can just spam those out of there. A couple of small cells that I found as I've been going around. Then we've got Strav in here. think we've got Strav in one of these other things as well. Is it in the buggy? Yeah, there we go. And we've got 4 titanium. We need to do a bit of a titanium run. But weekly resets only just happened, so yeah. And up here we have our spice infused metals. Running very low on plastanium because somebody robbed my base recently when I gave them a tour. It's lovely of them. And then we come around here and we are in the scout hangar. Right, as you can see, we've got the Mark 6 full scout. Everything on that is Mark 6. We've got the Mark 6 scout. That is mainly Mark 6 parts, but some parts are not. And then we've got the Mark 5 scout, which actually has a Mark 4 chassis. So, then yeah, we've organised everything: filters, spy cells, residue, DD Lita Johns. Here you go. Oh, we've not put them in there yet. We've put them in the wrong box. Okay. You can see these are just DD building parts, and this was also DD building parts, but we need to. We've decided we're not going to build the refiner and stuff in the DD anymore because it's just a waste of time. And we've got all of our organised drop boxes. Then we've got air vehicle parts. So if you need an ornithopter, hit me up. If you're in Acheron, I will help you out. And we've got all our utility items sorted. So I've built a load of new Mark 5 things, and this is where our dispenser belt should be. I was wondering, I swear I made like 20. There we go. We'll stick all of those in there. Oh, we're out of space. Wow. Well, okay. What I will do, this is the kind of management you end up going through once you get to this point in the game, is you're just constantly managing what gear you've got. And we'll go to our bug. Boom, boom. Okay, then we've got our consumables. So this is wine, health kits, melange, spiced things, and sappho juice. Farming tools, as you can expect. Still pretty well organised. Weapon parts. I'm not going to bother showing you the weapon and armour parts. They're just boring. I won't show you any more of what's in the boxes, actually. We've got our overflow chests. These have got like just spare parts from places that I need to sort. And we've got our silicone, cobalt, flour, and fibre. The plant fibres. You see that C6 is just because they're anything that gets output to there is on circuit 6. We've got our rad suits, steel suits, vehicle cells and wire, armoured wear, weapons, and filters and lube. And what I've done in these is because I don't have enough of all the weapon types, I've used bullets to just kind of separate the lists, make it look a bit tidier. And blueprints are in here as well. I've done the same on this side, but I've tried to do my best to kind of link up the full sets that I have got. Yeah, so that's this room. I guess we should probably go up to the next floor. And this floor, I kind of hate that pillar. There we go. Decision made. Pillar's gone. So on this floor we have granite, which sorry about this everyone, but yeah, granite is not full of granite anymore. It used to be entirely jam-packed full of granite. I've now started topping it up with plastone because plastone's better. This one is almost entirely full of plastone. We've got copper, which we've got next to nothing. Iron, which now has 10 more than it did have. Steel, aluminium, duraluminum, and plastanium. Then we have more storage. We've got overflow dura, medium storage container. It's empty. So some of these are empty. This one is not empty. There's those Lita Johns I was looking for. Yeah, loads more Lita Johns, loads more power cells and things. Basically, we're full up in so many of our chests now that we can't keep topping up. And we've got our Mark 6 assault. That's full Mark 6. And our Mark 5 assault, which is full Mark 5. I mean, Let's go catch that sunrise quickly. Oh, just look at that. How's that for a view? My big shaft and a sunrise. Perfect combination. Okay, so moving on, we'll come in here. And we've got our refinery floor. So we've got plastone refiner, metals refiner, power and fuel cells refiner, lube, and strap fibers. Always good to have lube on hand. And we've got a plastanium here. And then we've also got the medium spice refinery, which I'm going to enable this for a second because why is it saying 0? The spice stand. Is that on the wrong circuit? Input circuit 1 instead? Yes, because I had to build something. I put it on circuit 1. So kick off 3 of those as well. As you can see, we've got 2 million water, so we're not done looking at the water storage really. But we are also done looking at the water storage. We've got a floor for fabrication of advanced things. I've got a little office over here. And then we go down. We've got ladders on both sides here. I've also unlocked this new art piece. This is what you get for ordering the Maginus spiced chai latte. Delicious, by the way. And also not sponsored. If they want to sponsor me, I'd love to have a sponsorship. Here's a sponsorship for playing a game you like. Anyway, yeah, so we've got more offices down here. These are for the minions. And we have lots of standard fabricators. So building and farming stuff should go in there. Weapons and armor should go in there. And then storage containers should go in there. That's obviously going to be survival type stuff. Anyway, we come back down to this floor. And that's pretty much the tour done. So we then need to start looking at building the new base. Yeah, I didn't mention it, but yeah, here's all my other water storage if you're wondering how I've got 2 million with just a few water things you saw. Nice big shelf of water there. Now I have to remember to go around these stairs. I've changed the layout a little bit as we've been going along here. I quite like that that's just planted in through there. So tell you what, we will pocket the storage scout. No, we'll pocket a fast one. Take this one because it's slightly worn down. The other two are actually in very good condition because I only built the full Mark 6 today. We'll jump in this Mark 6 Assault. So the next most important thing for us to do, I guess, is to find a location to place a big base. Unfortunately, we do have active bases all around here. That one's active. That one's our guild hangar. That one's our main guild base. I'm kind of thinking up here. Or maybe up on that rock there. Pretty much, I want it to still be standout. But I also want it to be fairly square. So maybe we have to wait for this base to die off before we can do it. Yeah, one of the problems we've got is if there's ever a chance that there's like an outpost or anything where you're trying to build, then you can't build. Actually looks like we have got... Wait, I can build on this base? I don't even know whose base this is. Oh, my suspensor belt finally broke. Yeah, you can see the suspensor belt issue is quite an issue because suspensor belts are lasting half as long as they used to for me at the moment. Whose base was this? I mean, they got tons of blueprints. Is it Grimm's base, maybe? Ah, pretty cool. I mean, horrendous layout in here. Pretty cool that they've got all the stuff that they have got. This is just called base by the sound of it. Advanced subbeef console. I've got no extra fuel in the base either. I can't even top it off. This comes up to here. Is this a little private area maybe? No. See, this pains me because you can see a lot of effort's gone through the thought process in here. I had never thought of using triangle pieces rather than having to have big square on that wraparound. Quite like that. Yeah. A lot of effort's gone into this. I think it might be Grimm's base, but we'll have to wait and find out for when he's next on. Anyway, you've seen enough about other bases, right? We need to focus on building our own base, so we need to find a plot that we like. And if we could steal Grimm's plot, I would consider it. My ornithopter seems to have popped fully into the roof. I mean, there was no blocked building around here. Hang on, it's because we didn't have the subbeef console selected. There we go, that big no building zone. Too close to a no building zone. Oh man, this no building zone is pain. Am I inside the no building zone? Is that what the problem is here? I'm on the inside of it. I'm a donut. Yeah, so if we step outside the no building zone, obviously we could theoretically set up a base over here. But then where can you go with it really? Like, you're quite limited. There's quite a small plot. And it's also quite hilly. Which, for what I'm going for, I don't want hills. I want a nice, big, flat base. Look at that big erection poking out there. Put your erection away, sir. So, on the basis that we're looking for somewhere flat, we're going to ignore all of these locations. In another server, I have built I've built the Sandwatch Hotel down here, which looks great from that position, but I don't want it here. Looking for a nice flat plot. I mean, that's a nice plot, but at the same time you're also shrouded with hills, and therefore a big base isn't going to stand out when it's shrouded by hills. Got to be a bit careful here. Someone built a base up here. Oh my god. They have. I'm gonna have to edit this now, aren't I? Big sneeze just caught me completely off guard. I mean, this is an interesting base. They've actually put some design thought process into this, but it is technically just a big block base. Pointless. I mean, I'd love to build right there, right in that bit there where it's nice and flat, but no. He's a big baby. Giant Shai-Hulud dead there. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't mess around too much. Got in trouble with subscribers for messing around when I'm doing these. So here's a good idea for a location. In between here and here, you get absolutely zero worm sign. we bring out that build tool again. That's wait, what? Have I got 2 ornithopters on me? Yes, of course I've got 2 ornithopters on me. My scout, you idiot. Oh my god, I'm being brain dead today. Yeah, no worm sign. And a fairly big plot to build on. How far over can we go? Any worm sign? Any worm sign? No worm sign, but we're about to get up to the limit. Right, so you have to be careful here because if you want the maximum size... Yeah, I've got too close to that no building zone. Yeah, that's not going to work either. Shame, because I love this as a location right next to their big cathedral thing. What about down here? Now the other option is we try and build it around where we were before, but this is a RTH base or Red-tailed Hawk's base, which I don't have access to. They don't want me to come in. I like what they've done there with the Harkonnen build pieces as well. Yeah, quite like that. This will most likely have been built by a guy called Shy. Shy is fantastic at building. I love that at the bottom. That's really cool. Really cool aesthetic there. I mean, they've clearly intended people to build on these overlooking the sand, right? The problem around here is it's just so far from the entrances and exits. So I'm going to do a bit of thinking, and then I'll come back to you and look at where we can build a base. So for now, I'll say goodbye. Well, I'm putting you on pause. I'll come back to the stream when I'm ready. Sorry, just as I was flying in then, I've not stopped playing it, I saw this base. And this might just be a fantastic location. We can avoid that red area. What is that red area? Is that the entrance to the mission where you go in the caves? No, it's not. Ah, okay, I've built over here before. Now you have to be careful here because if you build too far out that way, the sandworm comes and munches your base. But if we were to build here, rotate round a little bit, we could probably go across enough. Okay, let's do it. It's not up high, but it's near a trade point, and this base that I just found is going to be gone in the not too distant future, so we can at very least peg out a base. Shame, because if this base spot was available, you've got this nice arch behind it. I mean, the other option is we find a way of building up here. Oh no, we can't. We've got an enemy base right there. Okay, that's something to be wary of, because that might affect our ability to build out. Let's just get that building tool out. No, there's no... How has that not got a no build zone above it? Just going to try something. Yeah, there we go. There's a no build zone across the top of that. We need to make sure we don't cross that. Okay. Okay. Let's go get the salvage metal out of the chopper. Doctor. Horny. See, I've brought a decent amount of materials with me. I'm going to just place that and then we'll get over this way. Okay, that no build zone's now hidden again. There we go. Okay, we are not going to cross that. Perfect. Hello? What's going on over here? Must be eating a down ship. Okay. I'm not happy with how square that is to the front. That's gonna, if we extended that, it's gonna come out too far. Okay. Bye, sub thief. Too close to no building zone. Well, there. How does that look? I mean, that's gonna pin our wall against the back, which might mean we can actually build out further forward, which is good. So let me just go into my inventory, take the tool off for us. Why have I got 2 tools? Goodbye. Okay, that one goes there. See, this works okay because I can get a basement under this as well. And we're not interrupting that, so that's good. Oh look, I found a construction tool. Did I even bring out the materials to build a storage box? I don't think I did. I might end up having a few runs back and forth to get materials and stuff. Tell you what would be cool is if we can find the trigger point for getting Shai Hulud to come out and destroy things and set up like a viewing platform for it. Scoop that out. I always wait on those ones just because it's a little bit dangerous. Well, I've got taxes to pay on this base already. Didn't mean to get in the Ornithopter, but we're in it now, so deposit that. We'll take 500, well, 486 of those for now. We can build some basic storage boxes, so we will get ahead and do that in a second. Right, so when you build a base, probably don't keep the extension tool on. In fact, we can, but we will just put it in a different slot. Over there. Okay, so we could technically extend to use the rock as a feature that side. And then we just go these 6, but I kind of feel like... Can we get another one out over there? Before we do, we will... You want to place these near the corner, but not dead in the corner. Because if you do it dead in the corner, if you've got any walls that extend outwards at all... How's that look? That looks like a pretty straight line. Boom. Let's see, I'm just going to blueprint these out for now. So this is one of the challenges you have with these kind of building areas is you end up hitting... Ooh, we've got worm threat here. I'm going to build a block there, see if he actually turns up. Well, he's definitely turned up. If he eats that rock, then we're going to have to move this. I'm just going to move my ornithopter out of the way. Okay. Okay, we're not building there. That is the closest into a wall I've ever seen old Shai Hulud come. Right, forget that. Forget that. Forget that. We're not building over here. Makes sense that he doesn't let us build here, but you know, it would have been nice. So one other option we've got is to build over by the rift. Up on the top of the rift, you've got some nice big open spaces. I did actually build a base up here once. Around there? Somewhere around there. And yeah, it was pretty huge, to be fair. But the only downside is you are, like with that spot, you're going to be well under everything. I want a nice high location. But I don't want it to be too high. I wonder if there's any... No, that's going to get in the way, isn't it? There are bases around that side as well. Is there anything on that wall there? Because, let's be honest here. It doesn't have to be completely level. I'm just going to be replicating my other base if I build over here. Oh, there's a base there anyway. That ruins it. And a base there, obviously. Remember when those things felt miles up in the sky? Over to the rift we go, I guess. Where did I build before? I have a feeling it was just there. But I don't really see what's stopping me building here. Ah. Yes. Now I do. Wait, is that? It's count as a safe spot? Yeah, you can be sheltered in here. Interesting. Now I did want somewhere near carbon deposits because I keep running out of steel lately. We've got an iron base already. Any boxes I can go in up here? No. Pretty cool though. Because there are no buildings out up here. Let's have a look. Pull back this way. No, there's no building zone up there. Okay. Okay, I'm building an idea. I mean, if you look at that area, that is massive, right? And we've got the junction we can use. That's not the size of the base, by the way, that you're seeing there. It's just because we're up high. I mean, this looks like a pretty good spot to build a base. This time round, though, how far back can we go? We're not over the top of anything directly, are we? Ah, we are. We're over the top of a bloody base. How low down is that? Not that low down. Okay. Okay, we need to have a little think about this. Oh, I need to get my my salvage metal, please. If I do that. Now can I have the salvage metal? Thank you. Where's that junction gone in the road? It was there, wasn't it? Yeah, there. Now if we use this as the centre part, I'm going to line that up to the road to about there. Yeah, I quite like that. Now we'll extend out one side. Okay, this could work. The only problem is when you extend up, it also extends down. So you need to get to like the highest point you can. Or, hold on, change your plan, pick that up. Now we're going to build a tower. But first we'll stick a storage box down. See what we can do once we've got a storage box down. We can fill that with flashstone. And then we don't need to keep running back and forth to the ornithopter. 750. That's more than enough to build a tower. Construction tool. Bring that up as high as we can. Oh, don't want to open my in-game chat. So we kind of want this as near to that as possible. And then we'll build one next to it. And then we're going to build a wall going straight up. And I've just realized I need to go and get a vertical extender. Okay, we're right at the height parameters. Right, give me a second. I will be back with a vertical extension state. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to show you in this base. I don't just have one thing to do a thing, and I'm being purposefully obtuse there. You go in here, you've got my big sand harvester. Because I need another big one. Or I need a bigger one than the basic one. And that's how I keep my sand levels up. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna now run around my base trying to find where I stored all of my staking units, so give me a second. And I'll be back with you. Just for the record, they were in the most obvious place ever. They were next to the fabricator that created them. Because obviously, if I'm going to build them in here, they're gonna go in here. Anyway, we've got them now, so see you in a sec. Literally just got back here and we've got a sandstorm due in 1 minute. That's like the least ideal thing that could have happened. So we're gonna come. Okay, hoping the storm's passed now. We'll fly back up to where we were. Luckily we had a guild base nearby. You can build in the rift at almost no cost in terms of risk of storm damage. So you can pretty much set up there and you'll have a permanent base. Right, so what we need to do now we're here, you'll notice I've moved these up onto here. And that's because if we were to try and place the extender at the moment, it complains that there's a base underneath us, basically. So we need to get out of the build tool, we need to destroy that, and we need to get back the extra from there. Because we're going to have to do this a few times. So we're going to bounce up here. And then we're going to go to favorites. Go there. And not favorites then. We're going to go to that. And then we're going to place that. Up as high as we can for the moment. Stop turning on my in-game mic. It's the problem with playing on controller. Everything you do is driven by your microphone. Okay, so we can see we need to bring that box up a little bit. So if we just stick a roof out. Oh, we can't stick a roof out. Obviously we can't stick a roof out, Daz. Because... Can I move it? Nope. Can I transfer it to my ornithopter? Nope. Okay. Okay, that's going to be fun. We'll build a new one up here then. And we will build that one up with the materials. Delete that. Manually pick that. I shouldn't have deleted that yet. I'm going to have to do this in tiny little piles. Wait, no we're not. What am I talking about? So what we'll do is we'll transfer this back into the ornithopter because I'm not thinking today. And we will take as much as we can in one go, which is still 42. Go like that. And then we'll from backpack please. From back. Oh my god. Fat thumbs. The saying, it's not an insult. Put that in there. Put that in there. Right now we should be able to pick up half decent piles. There we go. 408. 408. You know, place it in there. Place it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Right. Now we're good. Needs to be on this side of the wall. Build that there. Build that there. Not on there. Not on there. Not on there. Another one there. Right. Yeah, we got it. Whee! I mean, this is pretty tall already, right? But we need it bigger. We can't make it any bigger. Okay, so now what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and place that sub-thief fender. Boom! And what we'll do is we'll get our tools out, and that 890 should increase. Because we should also include the floor once this is done. So 890 before. I mean, if I can make this tower as tall as some of these, that would be epic. So what I didn't do before is I didn't build like a whole grounds around the base. And so that's what I really intend to do this time out, is I want to make it 6 by 6, 3 by 2. So 3 wide and 2 deep in terms of fiefs. And then we're going to build out the top of it and we'll go from there. We'll build out the basement levels and then we'll go from there. We're going to scoop that up now. And we'll see how much height we've gained. I can't even reach down there to put any more of these, so I'm just going to pop a few up this way now. Cheating a little bit. Oh yeah, as you can see, I've got 854 now because I transferred a load of the extra materials up. Now we can fill that up again. I don't think we're going to need any more salvage metal for now. So put that in the Mark 6. I'm just going to put these other bits in the Ornithopter as well in a moment. Put that in there. Put that in there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So when you're building a tool base, it is imperative in this game to make sure you've got all the height you can before you even try. Because when you get to a certain point, the game will block you from building any higher / lower, and you don't want that to be at the wrong point in time. How high is that? Is that right on the border of it? Yeah, we're right on the border of it. Okay. But we can probably fit one of those on there. And can we also fit one of those on there? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did not ask you to jump that way. Okay, so now we're going to get out that vertical staking unit again. And we can put it down again. So as you can imagine, at this point, we're going to build something pretty big here. I'll be wary of that. Might have to corner off those walls a little bit. You just get out the construction tool again. If we extend out that way, yeah, we're going to cut across the road. Oh no. Oh dear. Wait, just before I do this. We're going to destroy this. Because when I replaced it, I didn't check to make sure we weren't destroying the road. Wait, do you not get back enough? So it costs 40 to build, but you only get 20 back when you destroy it. Cool. We'll get another 60 of that for the time being then, because I may need to do this a couple of times. We need it to be front facing. We're gonna... I think we might have to go slightly left. But we'll see how we're lining up when we get up there. It'll actually take some time to place it this time rather than rushing it. Yeah, so I actually want to go back a bit. Whoa, not like that. How far back can I go? No, we'll go there. We're still going to cut across that road, but I'm not so worried about that. We can work with that. Oh, what? I built a basic one. I'm stupid. Right, I'm going to do something here. This is going to feel utterly pointless. Why are you not building? I mean, we're going to be hanging over that cliff edge as it is. So the annoying thing is because we destroyed the subreef, we've now lost the height that we just gained as well. That road runs pretty much parallel to that. We do that. How's that look? We're still going to cut into that road, but I'm not too worried about that now. We'll deal with that when we get to it. So the important thing next is to get those extensions in place again. Someone just popped a flare next to us. So the next extension needs to go up here. Have a look at that again. Beautiful. Then we'll go to the top of this one and we'll put another one on. I think we might keep it at 2 for now. It's going to bring us as tall as some of these buildings, and I don't really want to make it look stupid. I mean, my other tower up there looks funky because of what I've done to it. I mean, this is just the tower we're worrying about here, so realistically I could probably, providing this staking unit touches the ground, we could probably just leave it at that height for now. And then we can always extend the height of the tower later. Yeah, I mean, that goes all the way down to the ground, so that'll do for now. Now we need to grab one of these, line it up to the shape of the wall. Let's bring that up. And hopefully, as we go along here, we don't crash into the wall. Another flare's gone up over there. They're really eager to say hi to me. I don't say hi to strangers. Yeah, so we're just going to keep it nice and simple for the time being. Yeah, see, as you can see, I've gone right into that corner and I've still got some overhang there. So, not ideal, but not the end of the world. Now we need to go into our inventory and swap that for there. And I'm not going to need health kits, so we'll stick one on there as well. And then what we can do is we can really quickly go bang there. And then we go, oh, not that one, over to this one, and we say, and we go there, yes, perfect. And we run over to this one, and we wait to collect that, and then we go over to the other one and collect it. I will save you the effort of waiting on these because I'm going to be placing quite a few of them out. Okay, as we were an hour in, I didn't want to bore you all with watching me lay out the foundations, but what I've had to do to avoid the road is I've had to add a kink in the foundations over here. And this kink and this corner have messed me up a little bit. Because now my floors don't directly meet here. So, as you can see, that's off-center now. So I need to figure that out. It might just be a case of adding the similar shaped kinks out on the other side, which won't look the worst. It will make it symmetrical. But yeah, it's this corner wall that I've got here, I think, that's really messing us up. But if we fix that, hopefully everything will go back together again. It just means I'm going to have to rerun this front wall in order to make it meet. Or I don't worry about it, and I'd say we'll take out a run of wall around the middle here. But yeah, and I'm not overly keen on that idea. I kind of like the idea of having a courtyard going around. But we'll see if we can actually make that butt up from this one once that last extension's done. But yeah, some concerns there to think around. Um, yeah, I'll come back to you once I've figured it out. Okay, so I got to that join, made it all the way across, and then I realised, what if I use triangles all the way across here? So from where that... From the first one? Yeah, from the first one. If we just take this out. This is the pain of base building in Dune, by the way.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Side's it coming from? Oh, there. We'll just go and hide for a second. I'll be back when the sandstorm's passed. One moment. Okay, I thought I'd just share this. So we're currently sitting in the rift. We're shown as water sealed. We shouldn't be because we're actually outside the building. Storm comes in, hits. Even if we're hovering right up here, where we're definitely not water sealed anymore. I mean, the storm is right on us. Let's just drop onto this ledge. Because we're enclosed, technically... Yeah, made up. Because we're enclosed, the storm never hit us. So, if you want a base that's never going to go anywhere, do like my friend has done, and build it inside the rift. Because it can just never take damage there. Right. Let's get back to this. Storm's still here. Has that not passed yet? But we've literally flown right up into the middle of the storm. There we go. It's moving on. Okay, you can see now roughly the structure of the grounds. It's just right out to all the build limits. This front edge is going to be slightly tucked in from the build limits, but I think I can work with that. I can come up with something that will work. So the reason it's shaped like this is because what I want to do is, I'll go back to repairing that edge that we're not happy with in the moment. But I'm thinking if I build like a hangar that comes in here, I'll also have the death steel room in here. And lots of water storage and things. But yeah, I'll try and make it so it's pretty much an enclosed space that can fit in assaults, carriers, pretty much everything. As you can see, it's a massive plot of land. Right, anyway. So this is where we were going to go with this. Now the question is whether the other floor can meet this. If it can't, we might be in for a bit of a tricky build on the floors. But there are ways around that too. I can make it so that the whole front area has lowered floors up until the point in which I can square it off again, which you can kind of see the line already. There you go. We already know we're going to connect to there now. Boom. Wait, they still don't connect. Ah, I was feeling really good then as well. Right, well, that is as close as I can make them. Have I messed this up? Done it from the wrong side? No? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. Oh, hang on. I've got another corner here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the corner. We'll land on this corner and just make sure this is 8 also. This might be 9. If this is 9, that'll resolve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's 8 and 8. Why don't they meet? Well, I think we've decided where our entrance is going to be. What we can do with this is if we bring this back to the square line, which is here, just build, no, there please, across this way. Why am I not using roofs? So I use roofs to begin with because they use a lot less materials, and you can hide a lot of the weaknesses in your floors and things with roofs. So for instance, like this bit, we'll take that bit off and we will stick down a structural there. The game will let us build it. Then we'll go back to roofs until we run out of space on roofs. That rock is going to stick up, isn't it? Man, those guys with the flares over there are eager to speak to us. Insufficient stability, so that means we need a structural. And we need to deposit some more plastone. Actually running low on plastone. I might have to head back to base and get some in a minute. What we'll do is we just finish with some structurals there. Okay. That's a bit annoying that this bit's too low, but it's not the end of the world. What we can do here is we can build up the corner. Basically, we want this to be a fortress, right? So this front area doesn't necessarily matter that it doesn't meet up, because that can be seen as the fortress walls. We'll only do these, one of these blocks high each along here. Because I have a plan. You can go up 3. And see how you quickly get through your materials doing this. Especially these triangles that have been a world of pain for me. They messed up the whole structure. Right, we need to try and work out where the middle is. So we're actually going to jump in the ornithopter for a moment. Okay, so that's good because that means the middle is pretty much in line with the front of the ornithopter. You guys have got to stop with the flares, man. I'm gonna go for a space saving idea for the moment. Okay, so we're gonna end up opening out this bit. How many have I done there? 4? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I've judged this right, then that should be the correct one. Sugar! I forgot we still need to sort this. So this is why this won't matter. I'm not going to put anything above this door, but I'm going to put a pentashield door in the middle. So from the tower, we want 5 outer ones. So that one. That one. That's 3. 4. Another flare going up, by the way. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, and we're up on number 5. Beautiful. Then we can take that one out. Now we've got the beginning of our entranceway. And before we proceed, we're going to move this into cover, because it probably already needs repairing. Now we can get rid of the eyesore that was that side. Right, so now comes filling in all of this area. Which we might be able to do. So I want a little catwalky type bit here. That doesn't meet. What? What? Why you no meet? I mean, I know we've got this horrible corner here, but I can just patch that out with 2 walls. You know what? We will not stress. Let's see if we can still... I don't get why these 2 sides just refuse to meet. We'll do this for now, because I can put like a protective divider in there. So basically, we're going to keep having those gaps. I think we just leave that like that for now. We can do some little inclines up to it. Put one there. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Yeah, I bet somebody is sat at home screaming at me for this. Did I go along that side first? I didn't, did I? I just ran alongside the top bit, so in reality, it should have fit. I need to go and check what I did. And hydrate. Okay, so I came in 1, 2, put in a triangle going up. Of course that's why it doesn't fit. I've sussed it out, but I'm not going to fix it right this second. It's because I've come in 1, 2, and then put in that. So can you see those are out of alignment with the back blocks? Then when we get to here and we need to put a triangle in, we're like, hey, why doesn't it fit? And it's because we've aligned from the bottom side rather than from the top side. So what we can do is we can do it right on this side. Sorry, I'm aware that this is probably incredibly boring if you're not into building bases in Dune, and for that I can only apologise that you are uncultured. If we stick that on, I don't know. Is that going to be better? No, because that's just going along that side. Maybe it can't be done. Who knows? I'm going to try running the square blocks first, because then we know these all line up. And then we can stick in one of those. Ah, see, this is where the problem comes from. If we were to try and go along there now, I have to go along this way. Okay, so I now know what I need to do. So let's go and correct our error. Have I done triangles along there? Is that what it was? Oh, I did do squares. I'm glad you're not watching this live, because at least I can pause it while I do this bit example, and then we'll come back and it. Okay, not gonna lie, on that pause, I kind of got carried away a little bit. Yeah, I kind of added some power just to protect the generators, and I've added this little portal, which I quite like, which eventually we will put a pentashield across. There's no real need to put a pentashield across. People can just fly into the top of this base if they want, but yeah. I just thought it'd be quite a cool kind of opening. Unless you can't attach a pentashield to a foundation. Then we might have a problem. No pentashield. What about from the back side of it? I mean, I can build one from there. I can. Okay. Let me try something. I'm just bringing you in when I'm having problems, guys. I hope you don't mind. You are being my thought process. I feel like when I think in front of others, I'm better at thinking. If that makes any sense. So now we could just put a wall across that bit. And hopefully we will line up. Shall we try it? In fact, because we've got these walls, what we can do, give the outer face to both sides. Ready? Boom. 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 Tell you what, we'll stick those in the ground as well. Just to keep the pattern going all the way through it. Now, will you let me put a pentashield down? Ah, no. Or maybe. Hang on, hang on. No. Of course not. How is that not connecting? Not the end of the world. We can figure something out to get pentashield across there. I actually quite like those as towers, though. We may as well do, just on this side. Keep the Atreides. Getting the whole thing. I mean, I quite like that as an entranceway anyway. We're gonna have more fun here because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide wall. So if we were to imagine for a moment, I've still got to build some hangars into this yet, and I'm thinking the cathedral will probably take up all of this kind of section. You know what? I'm not going to put those walls in yet. These ones can go in, but I also want to include, because I want the basement area. Oh, we've run out of plastone. Oh no. Question is, do I just ship the plastone over in my buggy? Or do I just fill the ornithopter entirely with plastone? We'll go and fill this with plastone first. And we'll hydrate. I will save you the boredom of seeing my base again. And we're back with 10,000 plastone. So, yeah. We shouldn't be running out again anytime soon. I do think I need to maybe be a bit more frugal with my materials. So, might have to utilize some tricks to use less materials. Such as using roofs to fill spaces. Hopefully we will see what I'm going for here. Let's move this out of the way. So this is going to be the morgue building. I'm going to have to change this a little bit. Plans change as you go. Part of the building process. I'm really hating that I've used those green bits now. Might be able to change that in a minute. That bit. This is only going to be for one floor, so I'm not overly stressed with what we're doing here. Just outside that wall. It's just outside that wall. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, so we can fit a nice doorway either side of this. This is where the pain of building really kicks in, because what I'm going to need for the front of the cathedral is a big special door, which looks something like this. And how many wide is it? It's 3 wide. So our option becomes, you know, if we're 1 there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Become 1 wider. Which side can we go wider on? Need to have a look at this from above. That's pretty central, that door. I think if push comes to shove, I'd say we could go wider left one. Although the right side looks bigger. Let me just count out these squares over here. So we're currently at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the wall. Okay, 11 to the wall there. And if we imagined that we had the corner cropped there, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the wall there. Sugar honey iced tea, they're even. I've done too good a job of building that base. Get rid of this. I'm going to try something here. This will give me a bit of guidance on this shape. Perfect fit. Near perfect fit. Oh, hello. So that literally goes just next to the line there. And that goes just next to the line there. Okay, well, in other news, we've built a perfectly symmetrical entrance there, which is fantastic. I'm going to come back to you in a bit when I've had a think. Sorry about these pauses. I mean, I say sorry. You don't really see a break. You just see me continue. So, yeah, we'll keep cracking. Sorry, I got hit by another sandstorm, so I had to leave the base building for a second. They're coming in thick and fast, those sandstorms. Really like what they've done, actually. Quite nice. Okay, so what I decided was I'm going to narrow up the stairs, extend that out one. Of course I can't do it with my build tool. So we want 1, 2, 3 on the stairs. Okay, put that one. Thank you. And then we wrap those in, which actually looks a bit better on that side. They're not in the rock. And then what we can do is put in a single doorway here. Just going to go with a regular door. We step that back a bit. Would that look better? I stepped it back. And there's no reason not to step it back, I guess. But this base is talking about 1 day, 4 hours and 53 minutes. No, I don't know what base that's talking about. I don't have a base with 1 day's power left on it. Oh well. Unless somehow on my... we take that one out as well. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the equivalent of doing that one like that. And that one like that. So then we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me just break that off for now. Just while we're designing. Wait, why is... what? That's directly opposite that one. Oh, it's just because I've... no, I've got an extra step in there. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This wall's throwing me off. Because then we don't have any of these on that one. I'm going to take that door out. I'm going to move it back to the back of this one. In fact, we're going to go back to the idea that I'm going for. Don't worry, it'll all make sense eventually. We want as much natural light coming into here as possible. We were to go like that. Actually, they should be outer sides because they're facing the stairs. Then we run these along here. I've got another 10,000 plastone in the Ornithopter as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. I haven't been paying attention to this guy Dazzler because he's rubbish at this. No, out of face, please. Thank you. And then we can switch to those walls. One there, one there. Stick one there. And we will stick one there. And then we're going to go for some nice steady steps going up, because these steps just look a million times better in my opinion. And that'll bring us up to this area, and this area is going to be where we then build up to the entrance into the cathedral. Want to go green roofs out on top here? What do I prefer? We are going to go green. But only up to this point for a reason. Put these in here. Allow a little bit of extra lighting. And then what we'll do is we'll use some structural pillars for this bit. Oh yeah, we're cooking on gas. Okay, then we're going to switch over to... Oh, I haven't got any granite over here. Oh no. Un momento, por favor. Oh, damn. We gonna dumbfield it up. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back with some granite. And here we are back. Again. Okay, so we now have granite. I should probably transfer that into the box. I'll do for now. We've got loads of it. what we're going to do is we're just going to do that for there, and then that there. We'll do the same around here. We'll get back to the granite stuff in a minute. This is just getting these bits done. We'll probably be able to create like a little buggy area there. Water storage can go in this side. Yeah, and we'll just see how we get on with this build as we keep going. Okay, I know I keep saying we'll see how we get on, but I don't think you realise how taxing building a base is in Dune Awakening unless you've done it. I'm just going to green out this area for now, because I'm not a fan of the idea of changing the floor colours. Not halfway through. I don't mind once we're in the cathedral, but until we're in the cathedral, I don't really want to do that. We've still got to build a fully functional area underneath the cathedral. Is this wide enough for the cathedral? I mean, because it's going to be longer than my last cathedral, it probably is wide enough. Yeah, let's see where we think that big wall will fit. In fact, we need another incline. Oh, not that colour though. We're not Harkonnen. Where's the middle line? There. Wait, that's not the middle. That's the middle. We go up there. Close those in. That's too short. I need to bring this all back. Actually, yeah, those two rows could be lights. This is going to be epic. Now, I know it is slightly off center from the door, but we're not stressed about that anymore. Okay. Special. There he is. Placing this thing is the most tedious thing ever. Come over one more, please. Oh, it's gone in first time. It's there first time. It's almost never there first time. But actually, this is about the same width as the current one. I'm just having a think. Okay. Right, switch to these floors then. God, you forget how big it is. That's what she said. I'm just going to stick a wall in here just to build up to. Enjoy some glitching. I mean, this place is going to be epic. I'm going to stick some extra walls in here for support. I'm just going to pop on pause again. I've got something I've got to sort out. Guys, I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. That has been absolutely brutal. I realised that my roof needed to go even wider than it has. But I'd already put it up at that point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deep. So realistically, I probably needed to be 6 by 6, but then it would be off center and that wouldn't look right. So yeah, I'm going to make this tower a lot taller. This is just where I'm stopping for now. To be honest, I completely forgot that I wasn't recording, and I talked through it all and gave you tips. As I say, I don't want to talk about it now. For obvious reasons, I am absolutely fuming with myself. We'll just go and grab the... I mean, bearing in mind this is only the outside I've built so far. I've still got a lot to do. Can I get in, please? We'll have a little look at it from above, see how it's coming along. Yeah, maybe a little bit of work to do with those gaps. Whoa, where did those holes come from? Oh, okay. Okay, no, they're fine. I can deal with those. Jump in those side windows. Those side gaps are there for a purpose. What that purpose is, I'm not sure. I might put another window there. But yeah, you can see how she's shaping up now. Do feel like I could probably bring that front porchway forward one more set. Stairs. I've obviously not finished designing this in its totality yet. but it is starting to take on the look that I was going for. If anything, I'm slightly concerned that this is too big. If I bring it in one at the front, yeah. Do you know what? I'll do this with you now. This is where we're going to try and fix this roof. I don't know if you noticed when we were inside, and I'm not sure how it reflects on the inside, but as it's a cathedral and Christianity and stuff does actually exist in the Dune world, you can't see any of it. What am I doing? What am I doing? On. Well, yeah, I have my light on me, but that's done nothing. Lighting. It's not giving me glow. Oh, it is. Yeah, we have actually got a cross there, which I think I'm going to keep in. Just really like the fact that there's a cathedral and it's got a cross in it. I might need to implement some way of cutting off the base of the cross, because it's supposed to be 1, 2, boom. Actually, it works upside down. If I put in an arch there. Yeah, anyway, so it's, as you can tell, it's very dark in here at the moment. But look at those light rays coming in. I mean, it's going to look phenomenal when it's done. But I need to bring the front out, shorten the tower. I think is the fair way to put that. So, hello Redbird. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. To be honest, it should be fairly easy to do. We can probably get away with just modelling it basically from here. So what should happen is we should get to a single tower piece there. But let's do it. So we need to go back to the Hagga gear. Then we need to go to special, select the corner piece, pop that on there, fight with it to get it to go on there. Hey, do what I'm asking. For some reason, these pieces sometimes only want to place when you're actually inside. Yeah, look at that. So sometimes you have to just drop one of those. And then as we're here, we'll click on the next round of corner pieces. And then we'll come outside, build that up. Hold off. Yeah, so I think to get rid of that last square in the middle, we'd have to come in slightly earlier. What we can do with these actually. I think you still have the right one in your hand, Daz. I'm not going to keep this, by the way. This is just experimenting. Just to see how it looks. Lol. Yeah. We will take that down and we will put that little nipple back on top. Oh, you bugger. Special. That one. Boom. So yeah, we'll just trim this in for now. To be honest, will probably look a bit better. Wait, not up there, not down there. Thank you. And we were going to stick another window on there, weren't we? Hydrate. Oh my god, the amount of hydration I've had to do this game. Stick the window in first. I'm losing my mind here. Forgetting how to do this. Yeah, so we'll build the tower up a lot taller. I'm just trying to figure out how. Yeah, it needs to be on an even number plane, but we can't do that because we need it to be central. But the only way you could have a 2x2 would be if you were to have like a step in somewhere, which would just look awful. Yeah, you can see how we're progressing. I think we might have to save the continuation of the progression for another video. Because we're 2 hours in, you could have watched a movie in this time, and instead you watched me come up with this mess. Might change the colour of these rooftop pieces. Not sure I'm a massive fan of those ones. But you can really start to kind of gauge what it's going to look like when it's done. Not sure I like that flat window there. This is why it's important to fly around lots of times when you're in the building process. Just to double check. And then when you see something like that you don't like, boom, and replace it, and I know I'll be happy with that. Now the annoying thing is I then also have to do that on this side. Right, anyway, like, subscribe, let's catch up, let's do something together in the next one. I think we've made some nice progression with this base. Oh, I need to get rid of that. To delete those stairs out. We'll keep those ones in. Those ones were already deleted out. Beautiful. I probably should actually stick another incline on the end of there, just to even it out. Can I wedge all these now? Wedge all that one. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Let me just stick a half wall in there. Can't do the same on that side. Oh, that almost like it was never a problem in the first place. I still don't think it's going to let me put wedge walls in here, but we are going to try. Oh, now it's letting us. And I've just used an inner there. Smart, we'll use an inner there as well. Is it going to let us put these in? It is. Okay. Problem resolved. Don't worry about one on that one. Then incline, special. Yeah, still can't put those on. We're not going to put those on because they will mess up the look of it. Yeah. We come in through the tunnel into the morgue and knock that wall out. And we'll come into the workshop. Yeah, I decided a workshop's going in here, by the way. I need you on outer face, please. Yeah, so we'll stick a door in here. I don't know what door to use. Let's just use a regular one for now. Yeah, so this is going to be where all the bodies and water are stored. And then we'll come into here and this will be the refinery. And then out here we'll have a small amount of grounds around the outside. I love how that effect is imprinted on my floor. And then yeah, we will have probably, I don't know how I'm going to do the hangars. Haven't decided yet. Obviously we're going to need to have some proper walls down over this side. This one's got to be 3 high, wasn't it? Stick that up on there. Just to create that kind of secure feel to it all. Find it so annoying you can't put them on top of each other. On top of regular floor, sorry. I think that's probably the most like what we'd want. Just give us a wall that looks like a foundation. I have no idea what's going to go in this lower tiered bit. In fact, I don't even know why I'm running this wall across here right now. I need to stop because my brain is broken. It's late at night right now, and I'm going to get in trouble with the boss lady if I keep going. Obviously, this has got to come down here. It's not actually going to leave a great deal of space here to do things. That's coming down there. I forgot about that. Yeah. Things you didn't think about during your build. Yeah. Stick on there, that you bugger. Of course you have to be facing the wrong way. Watch them both pop. Ready? Boom. I mean, the benefit of this is I can make use of both sides doing the same thing. We can send this one out to here as well, which is quite cool. I do think we should probably let them have some daylight in here. Proper daylight though, you know, we've still got to work. Yeah. You can quickly see how that's going to shape up. Yes, I'm using a lot of these Atreides walls on the outside. If you've been to a real cathedral, you'll notice that the walls all look very samey. Wait, are these parallel? Yeah, they are. Okay. I think best not start double checking things. I said I was going to stop, didn't I? I'm still failing to do that. Can somebody get me arrested? That's 3 tiers high. Do I need that to be 3 tiers high? I suppose I could have a little bedroom in each side. I mean, these side bits I was going to use as living quarters. Maybe I'll keep them as those. I'm running back and forth for literally no reason. I'm gonna turn off. Need to turn off. Yeah, apologies for how bitty this has been today, guys. I've had quite a few things going on whilst I've been trying to record, and it's now very late at night and I need to go to sleep. But yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you like my content, why not subscribe? And if you want to get involved and help the algorithm with dropping some comments, then please feel more than welcome. I will appreciate every single one of you. And I guess we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.